welcome to the Shy Sheep. This week's video actually has, I got the idea from Gwyn Collects channel, so I'll link her video in the cards and down below, which I hope it's okay that I got this idea from her and that I'm using it and that you guys enjoy it. But basically I thought it would be fun to discuss some unpopular anime figure opinions because I remember really enjoying her video, so I thought it would be something fun to do. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and I would also really like to hear you guys' unpopular opinions. So before we get into today's video, I just wanted to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Buyee. If you don't know what Buyee is, they are a proxy service in Japan, which basically allows you to buy anything you want from Japan, especially from Japanese stores that generally only ship domestically. You get your items shipped to the Buyee warehouse, where you can then get them shipped to you internationally, which is really great. And I've also found that, at least for me, Buyee shipping rates have actually been a lot cheaper than other places, so that's been really great. You can also store your items at the Buyee warehouse for about 30 days free of charge, which is really great if you're buying multiple things from different places and you want to consolidate them all into one order to save on shipping. So that's really great. But yeah, I really love Buyee. I've used them plenty of times in the past to actually buy figures and anime merch, which I've actually unboxed and talked about on videos on my channel before, so I'll link those videos down below. But yeah, I really use Buyee for like Mercari and Yahoo Japan auctions. It's actually where I got my Megumi Nendoroid, my Erina Nakiri throne figure, and my Ryota Kise basketball figure from, and it's really good for really rare figures. I could not find Erina anywhere, and I ended up finding her on Mercari for like a really good deal. I think it was like her retail price. So it's really good for finding rare figures, really good deals on figures, and also some quite unique anime merch. I've managed to find and see other people get really unique merch on Mercari and Yahoo Japan auctions. If you are new to Buyee or you would like to try them out, I do have a link below that you can register and get a 2,000 yen off coupon, which is really cool. I used that once, and like it's like $20 off your purchase, which can really take something from like a good deal to a really amazing deal. Yeah, I think they're amazing, and yeah, if you want to give them a try, links in the description box and you get some money off, which is really cool. I just wanted to say before I get into this, these are opinions that I feel are unpopular from what I've seen in general, so I'm sorry if some of them do seem like popular opinions to you. And also, I'm not trying to hurt anyone with these. I mean, they're just my opinions after all, so but yeah, please don't get mad at me and just take this video with a grain of salt. It's just meant to be fun. So anyway, the first unpopular opinion, which I do actually think is unpopular, I think, is I really don't like wedding dress and bikini figures. The reason being is I generally find wedding dress figures to be quite boring. Because there's so much white on them. Like, I don't think there's much color variation with wedding dress figures. It's just like white, and although there's obviously shading on the dresses and stuff, it still isn't always, like, it just kind of looks bland to me. It doesn't really pack a wow factor, I guess. Like, it just isn't interesting, and it's just not something that's ever interested me or that I would want in my collection. I just don't like them. Like, I'd much rather have them in an outfit that's really cool that they wear in their anime or something, or in like super cool streetwear, like that the whole outfit is so interesting then, instead of just a wedding dress. And the bikini figures also, it's just like a simple bikini, and they're often, what I find with bikini figures is they're often in like a super boring, like generic bikini pose. Then I guess this is kind of like popping off of the first opinion, and I'm not going to talk about it long since I did actually talk about this quite a bit in a past video of mine. I think it's the anime figures I hate video, which I will link below for you if you want to check it out. But it's I don't like the 02 wedding dress figure, and I know that she's super popular and everyone loves her. And it's basically because I don't like wedding dress figures. I know that her dress is sculpted absolutely beautifully. And I know there's a lot of reference to the anime in her dress, so I do think she is a more interesting wedding dress figure than other wedding dress figures. But it's just because it's so white, like it just looks boring in that way to me, and like doesn't interest me. Like I would rather have 02 in her plug suit, I think it is, or that school uniform. One of her, I think, is way more interesting just because it has so much more color on it. But I think the wedding dress figure is still a good figure. Obviously, I mean, it really is beautiful the way it's been sculpted, but I just don't like it. I can't make myself like it. Now, the next one actually is about AmiAmi. So I know AmiAmi is really great and it's a really great place to pre-order and buy pre-owned figures, but honestly, the shipping rates at AmiAmi are so disgusting that I don't like AmiAmi all that much. If I can get it from somewhere else where I know the shipping rate will be cheaper, I go with another store, because I try and avoid AmiAmi as much as possible now because their shipping rates are disgusting. I asked for a quote for that Rengoku before I bought him off of Amazon Japan, and they were gonna charge me 26,000 yen for DHL and like I think it was 9,000 yen for EMS, which just seems oddly expensive because EMS is cheaper obviously, but like still it seems expensive for EMS. But anyway, yeah, so I'm actually not that big a fan of AmiAmi anymore, but I do understand that they can be really great for other people, especially if their shipping rates aren't as terrible for you as they are for me. I would prefer to use anyone else if their shipping is better. Okay, the next one is actually another store. I don't think Nin-Nin Game is all that bad. I see lots of people complaining about them all the time and their terrible customer service. And while I do agree that probably it's a bit risky to try and to buy in stock figures from them, because sometimes they list them as in stock when they don't have them, their pre-orders are pretty reliable. And also, I don't know if it's just me and I don't want to jinx it now, but I've had really good experiences with their customer service. Like, I have no idea what everyone's talking about with terrible customer service. They always respond to me. I think the latest response I got was 2 days after I sent an email, and it wasn't like an urgent query. All my order queries have literally been responded to on the same day or the day after. And they've always been really helpful and kind to me. So I don't know, maybe I'm experiencing a different Nin-Nin Game, but I really like them, and I've managed to pick up some harder to find pre-orders on their site. Like my Kanao is sold out everywhere. She was available there, so I got her there. And Mikey. And my Elizabeth bunny, which I think she's gonna get shipped this week. That's what they say to me. The next thing is, I don't know if this is unpopular or not, because it seems like lots of people agree with this opinion, so it leads me to believe that it might not be as unpopular as I think. But I really don't like figma. It just feels like if I'm gonna get like a figure of a character like that where they're not in like chibi form, I'd rather just get the scale figure of them pre-posed in like a really cool pose and like slightly bigger, because you know, and they're like to scale, than like an action figure, posable figure. I don't really enjoy the way their joints look. I think their joints look quite dissatisfying to my eyes. Of course, this is all my personal opinion, so if you like figma, then please don't take this to heart. But yeah, I find them quite, like the joints just don't look very visually appealing. Like I find myself focusing on the joints more than the actual figure. I just always feel like the scales look better than the figmas, so I don't know. If I'm gonna get a posable figure, it's gonna be a Nendoroid because they're adorable and you don't see their joints and they come with like so many cute things. So, and then kind of popping off of that is kind of the opposite opinion, that I absolutely love Nendoroids. I feel like it's more popular to say that you don't like Nendoroids and you prefer scales. Yeah, I like Nendoroids and scales the same. I love Nendoroids. I think they're so cute. They're the like cutest little things ever, and I Love how you can pose them like in a simple way and that their joints aren't showing, and you can have different face plates, and they just look like the cutest versions of the characters. And yeah. Okay, the next one is I actually don't mind and generally prefer a simpler base when it comes to figures. I generally find extremely elaborate bases actually tend to distract from the figure if they're not done in a particular way that like complements the figure really well. I find if the base is super busy and like complex and elaborate, while it is really beautiful, I feel like it just distracts from the figure and I end up looking at the base more than the actual figure. But a plain, normal, like just like a circular base is really cool, as long as it isn't like ugly. Or like a more simple base like the Shinobu's base, or I would say Rengoku's base is fairly simple, especially for a Rengoku figure. That's what I mean. Erin's base is really interesting, but I feel like it complements the figure and it's not overly in your face. Like, it's simple but not like boring, if that makes sense. It ranges from like literally a simple circle that isn't ugly to like something like Rengoku or Erin. Still simple, not overly elaborate, complements the figure. The next opinion, I feel like, is pretty unpopular. Kind of. But in terms of figures, I actually generally prefer collecting male figures. And while I do actually have quite a few female figures, so that just like anyway, I do have quite a few female figures and I do really like female figures, but I found myself when I like wish for a figure or like get super excited about a pre-order, I'm generally wishing for more of the male figures, or wishing that a figure of a male character existed more than a female character, or I think I've ordered more male figures than female figures. And the main reason, I guess, behind that is because I generally only buy figures now that of characters that I really love and are really close to my heart, from anime that are like my favorite anime, or anime that are really close in my heart. And those characters tend to be the male characters in the show. But because of that, I generally prefer male figures, and I keep wishing that there were more male figures, like a lot more than female characters. I don't know, I find that a lot of people prefer collecting female anime characters or figures and waifus, which obviously I definitely do love collecting those as well. I just find myself wanting to collect male figures more. The next figure opinion is I have seen people complaining about the Sukuna F-Nex figure and about how terrible his face is, and I just have to say that I disagree. Like, his face is amazing, to me at least. I think he looks incredible. I think he looks exactly like Sukuna. I know that that's actually a pretty unpopular opinion, that I like his face, but I really do. I really think it looks like Sukuna, and I think he looks good. And his mouth, I feel like even though it is like wide, like Sukuna's mouth generally is like that when he's smiling or being like super obnoxious. I don't know, I think it's a really good figure of him. And I don't know, am I crazy? I don't think so. I think he's really good. So yeah, I'm really excited for that figure. I really think he's amazing. I actually instantly pre-ordered him. I pre-ordered that figure instantly. I don't know if this one's unpopular, but I don't really see it ever being mentioned. So I feel like either no one says that this is their opinion, or like no one's considered the possibilities of this. But Freeing makes a lot of bunny girls, and like a lot of bunny girls. Like, they often have like a new bunny coming out, or like multiple bunnies coming out every month. I know they've made 2 bunny boys in the past, but I haven't watched the anime. And I'm not gonna watch it just for the figures. But I wish Freeing would make bunny boys. I wish they would make more bunny boys, should I say, since I think they technically have those 2 bunny boys. Just think of the possibilities of bunny boys and the market for male bunnies. Like, come on. It would look so cool and they would look so cute with like little ears. Oh, no, they would melt my heart. They would look so cute. An unpopular opinion about eStream. Now, I know that eStream is extremely overpriced. We can all agree on that. Like, lower that price. And they do have many quality control issues that they really have no excuse for if they're charging that price, you know? However, I will say this, despite those QC issues, whenever I've seen the figures that have come out from eStream, even though they have some slight QC issues, like the cape of the Megumi that came out, I think they produce some really, really beautiful figures. While I don't like all the figures that they come out with, I do think a lot of them are really beautiful. And I think that they definitely deliver on the prototype. Like, at least for me, when I've seen the prototype images and I've seen people post their pictures, it looks exactly as the prototype did. Even if they had like some issues getting things in, or like a cape to rest on shoulders or something, which obviously is still no excuse for that at that price. But I really feel like they always deliver on their prototypes. They always look exactly like it. There's not like some glaring like issue with the face or like the paint job or something like that. I think they come out with really beautiful and generally quite unique figures, in my opinion. Sometimes I really don't like their bases and think that they're just too clunky or too elaborate or just there to increase the price, but the figures themselves I think are really beautiful and they do a really good job with actually delivering what they show you. I think those are all my unpopular opinions. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed the video and found it fun or amusing or something, or entertaining at the very least, and I hope it made you smile a little bit. Maybe we share some unpopular opinions, or maybe we are at odds. But anyway, thank you for being here and thank you for watching, and also thank you to Buyee for sponsoring this video again. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you all next week, but if you don't want to, it's okay, I understand. But I hope that you guys all have a lovely day and week ahead, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys!